Welcome back to 24 Minutes with our interview series about innovation and people shaping it. Today, we're very lucky to have our special guest Jacques Baehler, Head of International Events by Swisscom Events Media Solutions. Let me proper introduce Jacques. He's an ICT expert for events with 20 years of experience. Jacques has led connectivity programs for major events worldwide, ensuring seamless digital experience on the most prominent stages. I have to say, Jacques, I'm really interested about our conversation today because I've always been interested in what happens behind the scenes. And let me ask you, when we talk about the technology behind major events, what's the one thing that public doesn't see that makes the real difference?
Yeah, first of all, thank you. I'm super happy to share my passion because I'm working in this business, and since I'm in this business, I cannot stop. I'm even already 65, but I cannot stop this work. So, what the public doesn't see, a lot of things. First of all, you need to understand that for running an XXL event, as example, I give you some quantities. 85,000 workforce are mobilized, plus 70,000 volunteers, as example, for the upcoming World Cup in USA. And but it's generally similar quantities for such big events. And the hard part of this, you can imagine, you have 85,000 people workforce. I would say maybe 1/10 or 20, maybe 3,000 are just dedicated for the network for covering our topics.
Wow.
You will have maybe 12 different partners working with 12 different process. So the problem, and also coming from different countries with different cultures. If I give the example of Qatar, I was in Qatar. I will not name the event, but I was in Qatar in 21 and 22. Um, the resources cost comparing to the resources cost in Europe, they are not so important.
Mm,
So if they are delayed, they will use just more people and working all through the night. By the way, it's better to work in the night there. And it means us in Europe, we need a Sharpie timeline. We need a super duper accurate planning. But there, the planning is less important. So you need, as example, to adapt.
mm.
Also, what public doesn't see is the short timeline that we have at disposition to implement one stadium. Why? Because the federation is renting the stadium. It's not for free. So they will rent this stadium for as short as a possible period of time, and we will have a few days for implementing a stadium. And this is super complicated because you need to cover this with people that you don't know, with people that they don't know, that they have no idea how to implement this. So you need to
Sure,
synchronize them, and it's quite a big challenge.
sure.
But nevertheless, there is one point that you cannot avoid. As example, it's not just not thinkable to go by the head of the federation and to ask this person to postpone the opening ceremony because your network is late.
I can
So
imagine.
this is the point.
I can imagine, and
Um,
I
yeah,
always interested about a worst scenario ever. So an internet breakdown. So let's play with me. What if a total breakdown would take place during or right before a major event? I can imagine a football match, for example. What happens then?
yeah. So it's first of all, it never happens. That touch wood from my side, but uh, but I have one experience in such a way, but it was not the network, it was not internet, but it's very comparable to power breakdown. It's even worse because imagine you as a customer spectator experience. You will arrive in the stadium and you will ask yourself, oh, what is my ticket? I have it on my mobile phone. Connectivity is not working. So it's already starting before you will be in the venue. So I would say it's even worse than a power breakdown, because for the power it may just happen in the stadium, and then everything will not work. The turnstile to enter in the stadium, you will not be able to find your seat, then you will not be able to order anything.
A
Then
nightmare.
it's a nightmare. It's a real chaos. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
So
really, really interesting. What can you do at that? Nothing. You can do anything.
no, yes, we can do. We can prevent this by building resilience, by testing worst case scenario. I'm always saying, plan the worst for the best.
Yeah.
But it's all a question of money. You can plan a second, third, fourth route,
All
but
plans,
it will
all backup plans,
it
but
yeah, it will cost even more. But
yeah.
even if you have good backup plan, I give you the example of an internet access being redundant. Redundant means we have two routes. During operation time, during live, we are always we are handling very carefully the troubleshooting process if one route would be down. Why? Because it can happen, trust me, it can happen that we say route 1 is down, but the troubleshooting team will start to troubleshoot the route 2. So basically, we will have both routes down because they started to troubleshoot the wrong route.
Sure.
So it's very important to train before the event, to train all the scenario. We say this rehearsals, and also to have super clear process and simple document. We have never label on the internet access. As example, we never have a label with a name, but always a color. And we say, color blue is down. Please troubleshoot color blue because we run on color red. And trust me, it's simplified the process massively, and it's avoiding a lot of misunderstanding.
I trust you, of course. And I was
Yeah.
wondering if at an event with several hundreds of thousand, if not million people, simultaneous flows, what's the number one priority in this case? Is it coverage? Is it maybe, I don't know, resilience, maybe latency, or a balance of among all of them?
It's a balance of them, but I mean, first you need, and we are using a lot of AI. I hope we will discuss on this.
Yeah.
First, a World Cup or an Olympic Games, it's not taking place for the first time. So you can already refer to the previous statistic, what kind of audience, what is the user habits. Do they upload? Do they download? Do they upload movies or only photos or only text? And you have different type of users. You have the media, you have the broadcaster, you have the public, you have the VIP, etc. You need to understand the behavior of approximately 20 different stakeholders. And once you know this, you can start your network planning and find the right balance between coverage, between latency, between security, between and all of them. They need resilience.
It's complicated, I can imagine. You precede my next question because I need to ask you what does AI, what kind of role plays AI nowadays, in particular with the network optimization, or for example, anomaly detection or operational autonomous. What is the state of the art now?
Yeah, we are more and more using AI, but AI will never run the show. It's clear.
Sure.
AI is helping across all the different stage of the phase of the event, from the planning. The example, as I said before, you can take the previous statistic and ask AI what is the best fit. Because if you have too much bandwidth with the connectivity, it will cost more than you should use. And then you will go through the configuration using AI for configuring the device will avoid a lot of mistake. You will have a kind of uniform configuration. You can make consistency check. I mean, it's my favorite word is automation plus agility means stageability. And then you have also during operation. Operation means you operate the event. Sometimes you get a small trouble, a small mistake or a small problem will occur, and you can easily underestimate this problem. But if you use your AI buddy, the buddy will start to investigate a bit and list all the potential problem that could later occur, and it helps you to prevent, to be faster for the troubleshooting, because they correlate the metrics, the logs, and the AI will be faster than you for sure.
Sure.
So it's a buddy, but it's not running the event.
Of course. And of course, you remind me what kind of non-technical risk is there in a major event? Can we talk about something with human organization, logistical, that can really derail a system?
Yes, I had a bad experience in 2021 where we ordered the boxes, the network element.
Yeah.
And you can easily remember and imagine that in 2021, due to a microchip component shortage, because it was COVID time, we never got the boxes on time. So we had to hurry up worldwide to collect X devices together, and we had a melting to dismantle the existing venues with the existing infrastructure, and we had a kind of melting pot of 2,000 devices, and we were able to run the event with this. But you are right, the biggest problem is the coordination of the people. It's the misunderstanding of the schema that you did. It's also very important to say it's good to say what you do, but it's also important to say what you don't cover, so that the other one can understand what they don't cover.
Sure.
And I mean, it's exactly the misalignment different across the stakeholders. And also, during the event, it's not possible, particularly during the first 2-3 days, it's not possible to start the event, bam, it's working and we have nothing to do. So you will have always some changes. One manufacturer or as example, printing team would like another setup, and then you are always at the beginning of the event subject to make last-minute changes. And it's very important how we do to avoid to perform these changes just blind. We set up a lab and very close from our command center, and we simulate this change in our lab first, and then we perform the change. And this change will always be proposed to a change board, because it will concern all the different stakeholders. As I said, you have potentially up to 20 different stakeholders only subject for using the network.
Yeah, it's really challenging. It's really challenging. And looking forward, in your experience, what kind of innovation do you believe will become the standard for major event? Let me say within 2-3 years.
Yeah, I mean, already nowadays it's taking place. The first one, I would say we have different one, but one is thanks AI, you can simulate the event, and you can better prevent. You can simulate demands. You can simulate deliveries. You can even enter. We are already starting this. Enter the whole devices in a huge database, and we are pre-configuring these devices, and then when the devices are physically installed, we will do a handshake between the virtual configuration and the device. So you save a lot of time and you reduce surprises, particularly because the venue exclusivity is limited. And also, in my view, this is AI, but another point is we are living in an always more and more always on world, always
Sure.
connected with every device. So it means the habits of the people is changing, and it's easier to understand, or it's more normal to work to do remote work. What could happen, and we see already first moves in this direction, is that the network operation center or the command center may be centralized very soon. To illustrate this, you can imagine to have a command center for operating multiple events, and not only one per event. This is for me an interesting way to explore, because it would make sense.
But do you believe in the biggest fear of humanity to being replaced by AI? What do you think about in this kind of case?
I have also this fear, honestly, and I think for my kids and for my grandkids, I'm always saying, or I will say, what is your added value? What is your added value? And use AI as a tool and not as a friend. But AI will help a lot, but the government must set clean and clear rules. And also, always, and it's not from just because AI is existing, always think about, by using Excel, by using the machine calculate, what is my added value behind this tool? Because you have added value behind every tool.
Sure.
And this is for me, I have fear, but always think about your added value.
Sure. It's I completely agree. I really thank you for your participation. I hope you enjoy our time together. So if for our gentle viewers, if you have any question for Jacques, please let me know and I'll send to him. Thank you very much and see you next.
Welcome. See you next.